Hafa everybody. I'm Jason Salas, and thank you for starting your day the KWM way. We are coming to you live from the heart of Hagatna, the island's capital, and we are at the Peace Officers Memorial right here. You're watching Crime Time, and we would love your comments. We want to see how you guys feel about today's live stream because I have Sergeant Paul Tapau and Officer Mercy Greeno with the Guam Police Department. We are at a very, very hallowed part of our island's law enforcement community, I would say. Officer Mercy, let's start with you and everything because I see that you guys have freshly painted the long blue line that goes here leading up to the memorial. Obviously, there is some significance with that. Again, it's a very emotional time for those of you that are part of the force, and also a tradition that you all carry.
Okay, we're trying to explain what the thin blue line is. Basically, the blue line on the black. The black is to remember everybody who's died in the line of duty. The blue line is to represent the brotherhood of all law enforcement officers, not just police officers, but peace officers. So that's why we kind of still put it here to symbolize the whole theme of what we're doing for police service for the police memorial service day.
Okay. And Sarge, that is an important distinction to make because a lot of people see when they pass down here, they're like, wow, they obviously see that it's something that's very emotional. Once again, something that is very solemn to those of you in GPD, but it honors all law enforcement professionals or all peace officers and everything. So which agencies does this cover?
So we have within the Guam Police Department or within our local and federal partners, we have partners with the federal side under the DA, the Drug Enforcement Administration, with the U.S. Air Force. They were also, their service members actually made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. And of course, our local counterparts with the Department of Correction, and of course, what do you call it, Department of Agriculture's conservation officer. So you're spot on when you said this is hollow ground for us. And Officer Greeno gave the beautiful definition of the thin blue line and why we honor and why we remember our fallen brothers and sisters who made the ultimate sacrifice. And today, as you see behind us, the work is still being put in preparation for our ceremony for today. And it's a day to celebrate the lives and the memories that that our brothers and sisters have left behind us, and of course honoring the family members and the survivors of our fine men and women in law enforcement who made the ultimate sacrifice. So this hollow ground really is special to us, particularly within the Guam Police Department. And we talked about this earlier. Moving up in ranks, we would come down here as recruits. And on any given Saturday, we would be down here cleaning up and sprucing it. And Officer Greeno was spot on when she said it really instills an understanding of the job and what lies before us and the sacrifices that we have to put in and day out. But the ultimate sacrifice when you give your life in the line of duty, it is the ultimate sacrifice, and we honor them and we honor our fallen brothers and sisters today.
Now, Officer Greeno, this isn't just some tradition that you do as a form of like a rite of passage and everything like that. As the sergeant was saying, every recruit, even every rookie, and he was just saying, a lot of the officers who've been on the force for many, many years will take time out of their own schedule to come down here. It's very quiet here. There's not a lot of noise even when there is traffic here and everything like that. But when you actually go there and you see the names, and you see how it says, the day they were born and then the end of watch, the day they give their life. What does that mean to you as a law enforcement officer and to know those that came before you and to see what they actually did to preserve our freedoms and just make Guam safe?
Well, it basically honors the oath you take. Every day when we took that oath, we know whenever we go out there, we're going to end up being on that wall. And that's a reality of our job. So we honored them that actually had to take that sacrifice. And, we when we look at that, we try to remember why or how they died. And we take that with us. And a lot of the reasons why they passed away is how we instilled a lot of our policies within the department, like officer safety and how we respond to calls, and all because of them. And so they've taught us how to survive in our career, and that's why we honor them, because without their sacrifices, we won't be where we're at.
Now, this memorial that's behind us, let's go ahead and take like a little stroll up here. So, Sarge, their names are permanently and literally etched in Guam history right now as people who did serve and people who gave the sacrifice. Now, when you're a recruit, do you have to go there and do you have to like memorize some of these names, or when you're a young, how old were you when you first came into the force, and when you came here for the first time, and what did it mean to you?
I was in my mid-20s, and not understanding what I was getting into when I first entered and ventured into the career in law enforcement. when I was instructed to really come down here and apply the brasso into we don't have the badge of honor that's here because it's still preparation for tonight. But just applying the brasso and seeing the names that of the fallen right next to, pretty much it's the legacy that's in front of me. Is an understanding that at any given time, at any given moment, our numbers may be that of a calling and everything, and honoring their commitment, their dedication to the job, and of course their sacrifice. It really, as a young recruit, it instilled in me the understanding and the mindset that there's a greater thing. There's a greater purpose in why we're doing and what we do on a day-to-day basis, and that greater purpose is, of course, protecting those lives and property, and to serve the people of Guam and the beautiful territories in which we call home. And it really had molded me in understanding that this is not a job. This is actually a profession and a passion that we, as seasoned or veteran officers, will like to instill in our young, energetic police recruits. But it always, this right here, brings us to an understanding that you know this 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 is I'm looking at Sergeant Frankie Smith, and I had the the opportunity to work with him, but I also was an investigator with Highway Patrol, and just accounting what had happened. It really, him responding to a call, and Officer Patagui calling in for assistance, and Officer Patagui is my cycle mate, and to hear them in that radio conversation, a radio dialogue, him applying CPR, it was really, it was an understanding of the dangers and the hazards that we have, and we don't second guess what we're going to do. We do it because it's required of us. It's instilled in us that we have to do it. We have to accomplish the mission.
Yeah, you've been wearing that badge right there for, better than 2 decades now, and I can see it still affects you emotionally when you come here and you look at that. You speak of not only people that you now, hold in the highest regard, but also people that you trained with, people that you served with and everything. So, I mean, the fact that it still affects you emotionally, I mean, shows the brotherhood that all police officers and all peace officers carry with each other.
It is. It's a bond. Mercy and I have actually served together in the Tumon precinct, and we knew firsthand what pretty much the day was, because of the expectation of Friday, or Wednesday through Saturday, was we had to deal with the tourists and of course the people who patronize Tumban, but not knowing that at that time, one of our brothers actually was called to his end of watch, and he was responding to a call and understanding that it's real. It's a sense of reality that this is what we've signed up for. This is where we put our life on the line on a day-to-day basis. Once we don the uniform, once we even walk out of our homes, we know, and I've always instilled this, that love the people that you're close to, because at any given time, that your end of watch may be that day and everything, and the people that are dear to you are going to be the people that should understand the sacrifices that you made.
And of course, the late Sergeant Frankie E. Smith, not only memorialized here, but of course the Tumon precinct now bears his name. Officer Greeno, if I could bring you in here, once again. So of course we are setting up for the annual ceremony that happens every year. In the morning here, there's a lot of hustle and bustle going around right now. We can see, off camera, the tents are being set up, chairs are being folded. Young officers are actually doing their part to set up. What exactly goes on during the ceremony?
Oh gosh, basically the main thing is we bless the candles to honor. And I think it's more just to honor the people here. Then we actually do the wreath laying, just to it's like it's a Catholic thing, well, not just a Catholic thing, but it's a memorial thing basically. We have the wreaths, we have the lighting of the candle, we have the final salute. So that's where we
Remember their lives. Yeah, it's just remembering their lives and everything, and the memories and everything, and paying tribute to the survivors that they have. So, Mercy has actually been in the committee for the past 4 or 5 months, preparing for this day, and really it's something there where we as police officers understand that May 15th, today, this is the day we celebrate Police Week.
Well, let me ask you that, Officer Greeno. So, being on the committee now for the first time, what contributions did you want to make now? Because you're a very tenured officer, you're very, very experienced and everything like that, but now you're giving back to, as Sergeant Tapal said, not just a job, but a calling. How do you want to contribute?
Okay, when you say giving back, I'm giving back to the families of all of these people. on this wall because they're the ones who actually are suffering the brunt of that loss. So this is mainly for them. So we take it back to them. This is all about their family members and the sacrifice they made. We honor their pain, and that's what we're trying to do here today.
Okay, and now, of course, those family members and the peacekeeping community at large, today's memorial is for them, but also this is a community event. So if people are passing by and they want to see what happens, they're more than welcome to attend. Correct?
Yes, it's at 4 o'clock. Yes, please come by.
Okay. So we are downtown once again. If you're watching us, we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Crime Time going on right now. We are at the Peace Officers Memorial downtown in Hagatna, right to the immediate right of the police precinct here. Sarge, some final thoughts and everything. What does it mean for experienced officers like yourself who've been doing this like a very long time? I mean, I'm sure this ceremony never gets old. You greatly look forward to it.
Yeah, you're right. It never gets old, and the hearts and everything that we have to endure as brothers and sisters in law enforcement. I can only imagine, and like what Officer Greeno said, the pain and sufferings and the continued survivors of our men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. We come down here and we honor them and we give them, honoring their memories, honoring their livelihoods, their commitment, their dedication, their sacrifice that they gave to this beautiful island of Guam. It really is, not a somber moment, but a time to celebrate. And when you look at life, there's always that time where we remember, and we have to remember. We will never forget. We should never forget the duties, the responsibilities, the dedication and commitment that these fine men and women put before them in the line of duty. And their memories live on. We honor them today, and we will always honor them tomorrow. So, moving on with where I am in my career, it really is a special day because there's a reminder that at any given time, your end of watch may be that day, but always honoring the survivors that they've left behind and keeping them close to our hearts because it's a family. There's a bond that we live by in law enforcement, and today is that day in which we honor our family and our fallen.
All right, so Sergeant Officer, thank you both very much for sharing, the tradition and the history behind this. Because again, many people have probably driven by here, jogged by here, walked by here, and everything like that. Know this is a very special place. Probably not understood the true history behind it. So we appreciate that. And Sarge, we'll close with you because you've told me many, many times there's a reason why when you're an officer of the law and you wear that badge, there's a reason why you put it directly above your heart.
Yeah, it is. The heart is everything. It beats life. And understanding the crest and the insignia of our beautiful island of Guam. This is when we got pinned, and Mercy can pretty much echo the same sentiments. Is that pinning of the badge that we accomplished? We know what's ahead of us. We knew back then as recruits what was expected of us, and understanding that the commitment that we have to this beautiful island of Guam, the commitment that we have to her people. It's our job. It's the calling. It's really what we have to do and what we aspire to continue to keep doing.
All right. Well, thank you both, and we'll see you this afternoon. And we hope to see you here today. Until that time, we also have a tribute that we would like to make to those who served as peacekeepers and who've made the ultimate sacrifice.